Hi guys! Well, today we're going to pick up on reading chapter 19 in Kate DeCamilla's Because of Winn Dixie. Let's go over chapter 18. What are the things we learned in chapter 18? Let's see. She goes home. First of all, she goes to Miss Gloria Dump's and she shares a Littmus Lozenge with Miss Gloria Dump. Miss Gloria tastes the sadness. And also Amanda tastes the sadness. And then she goes home and her daddy tastes the Littmus Lozenge and he tastes the sadness. And then he uses a word for sadness that we probably don't use a whole lot. Remember, what does he call that flavor that he tastes? It's another word for sadness. Melancholy. Sounds kind of like a fruit or something, but it's not. It means sadness. But he says he tastes the melancholy. But Opal asked the preacher what he knows about Amanda, because Amanda tastes the sadness, and then she mentioned a name. Do you remember which name she mentioned? She mentioned Corson. And Opal doesn't know the story of Corson. Come to find out, Corson was her little brother who drowned the year before. So do you think Amanda knows sadness? She does. And hopefully, remember, Opal hasn't always been real nice to Amanda because she thinks Amanda's kind of snotty. But maybe she's going to give Amanda some grace now because she knows Amanda's hurting. Sometimes when people are hurting, they're not always their nicest selves. So hopefully Opal's going to give her some grace. Plus, the preacher said she had to go and apologize to Stevie Dewberry, remember? Oh, Stevie. And because she called him a bald-headed baby. So, but he called her all kind of other names. But the preacher said, it doesn't matter. When you call somebody a bald-headed baby, you need to go say you're sorry. So that's where we are. Now we're going on to chapter 19. Look, almost finished with the book. Y'all read a big book. In the morning, me and Winn Dixie went down to sweep the pet store. And I took a Littmus Lozenge for Otis. Is it Halloween? Otis asked when I handed him the candy. No, I said, why? Well, you're giving me candy. It's just a gift, I told him, for today. Oh, said Otis. He unwrapped the Littmus Lozenge and put it in his mouth, and after a minute, tears started rolling down his face. Thank you, he said. Do you like it? I asked him. He nodded his head. It tastes good, but it also tastes a little bit like being in jail. Gertrude squawked. She picked up the Littmus Lozenge wrapper in her beak and then dropped it and looked around. Gertrude, she screamed again. You can't have any, I told her. It's not for birds. Then, real quick before I lost my nerve, I said, Otis, what were you in jail for? Are you a murderer? No, ma'am, he said. Are you a burglar? No, ma'am, Otis said again. He sucked on his candy and stared down at his pointy-toed boots. You don't have to tell me, I said. I was just wondering. I ain't a dangerous man, Otis said. If that's what you're thinking, I'm lonely, but I ain't dangerous. Okay, I said, and I went into the back room to get my broom. When I came back out, Otis was standing where I left him, still staring down at his feet. It was on account of the music, he said. What was? I asked. Why I went to jail was on account of the music. What happened? I wouldn't stop playing my guitar. Used to be, I played it on the street, and sometimes people would give me money. I didn't do it for the money. I did it because the music is better if someone's listening to it. Anyway, the police came, and they told me to stop it. They said how I was breaking the law, and the whole time they were talking to me, I went right on playing my music. And that made them mad. They tried to put handcuffs on me, he sighed, but I didn't like that. I wouldn't have been able to play my guitar with them things on. And then what happened? I asked him. I hit him, he whispered. You hit the police? Uh-huh. One of them. I knocked him out. Then I went to jail, and they locked me up and wouldn't let me have my guitar. And when they finally let me out, they made me promise I would never play my guitar on the street again. He looked up at me real quick, then looked back down at his boots. And I don't. I only play it in here for the animals. Gertrude, the human Gertrude, she owns this shop. And she gave me this job when she read about me in the paper. And she said it's all right for me to play music for the animals. You play your music for me and Winn Dixie and Sweetie Pie, I said. Yeah, he agreed, but you ain't on the street. Thank you for telling me about it, Otis, I said. It's all right, he said. I don't mind. Sweetie Pie came in, and I gave her a Littmus Lozenge, and she spit it right out. She said that it tasted bad. She said that it tasted like not having a dog. I swept the floor real slow that day. I wanted to keep Otis company. I didn't want him to be lonely. Sometimes it seemed like everybody in the world was lonely. I thought about my mama. Thinking about her was the same as the hole you keep on feeling with your tongue after you lose a tooth. Time after time, my mind would keep going to that empty spot, the spot where I felt like she should be. Well, that was a sad chapter, wasn't it? Sad short chapter. Well, in chapter 19, we finally find out why Otis went to jail. Why did Otis go to jail? Because he hit a policeman because he wouldn't stop playing his music, and they took his guitar away. But look, Gertrude, the human Gertrude, gave him a job at the pet store and said what? He can play music whenever he wants. Did Sweetie Pie like the candy? No. Sweetie Pie did not like the candy. Did Otis like the candy? He did, but it made him sad, remember? Also, Opal's still thinking about her mama. It's hard not to think about your mama, especially when you're missing her. And also I noticed that Opal said it seems like the whole world is lonely sometimes. It's an interesting way to put it, huh? Sometimes it does feel like the world is lonely all the time. Well, that was chapter 19, and we'll go on and we'll read chapter 20 tomorrow. Bye.